Does it feel like you've been buried under an avalanche of GLP-1 research? You're neck deep in information, but no closer to answering the question, which is better, Ozempic or Mounjaro? Let's make it simple. Semaglutide is the active chemical ingredient in Ozempic, and Tirzepatide is the active chemical ingredient in Mounjaro. We'll look at the actual clinical data and figure out exactly which of these two might be the right fit for your unique biology. I'm Dr. Hanz. As a physician in the US, I see firsthand how a busy lifestyle drains our health. I'm here to cut through the complicated science and give you straightforward advice on keeping your energy steady, your mind sharp, and your metabolic health strong for the long run. So let's get right to it. Which works better, Ozempic or Mounjaro? Here's the data. Recently, the landmark SURMOUNT-5 trial put these two powerhouses directly against each other. When we look purely at body weight, clinical trials show that semaglutide, the active ingredient in Ozempic, helped people lose an average of around 13.7% of their body weight at its highest dose. But when we look at Tirzepatide, the active ingredient in Mounjaro, the results were even stronger. In that same head-to-head trial, people taking the highest dose of Tirzepatide lost an average of 20.2% of their body weight. So case closed? Tirzepatide is the absolute winner, right? Not so fast. Weight isn't the only metric that matters. Let's talk about heart health. Semaglutide has something very powerful in its corner. It was the pioneer. It has long-term, proven data showing it significantly reduces the risk of major cardiovascular events like heart attacks and strokes. Tirzepatide is catching up fast. Recent data from the 2026 SURPASS-CVOT trial show that Tirzepatide has demonstrated strong cardiovascular and kidney benefits compared with insulin therapy in people with type 2 diabetes. It has now demonstrated cardiovascular benefit, although semaglutide still has the longer track record and the strongest body of evidence. So, why does Tirzepatide drive more weight loss? Let's talk about how these actually work inside your body. Semaglutide belongs to a class of drugs called GLP-1 receptor agonists. GLP-1 is a naturally occurring hormone in your gut. When you eat, it helps your pancreas release insulin when your blood sugar rises, slows down how fast your stomach empties, and taps your brain on the shoulder and says, "We're full." Think of semaglutide as a massive software update for your metabolism. It optimizes how you manage fuel. Tirzepatide does all of that too, but it's what we call a Twincretin. It mimics GLP-1, and it mimics a second hormone called GIP. It appears to complement GLP-1 in ways that enhance weight loss and metabolic control. Together, those two mechanisms help explain why Tirzepatide produced about 20% average weight loss in the clinical trial. Now, let's talk about side effects. Because both of these slow down your digestion, they share a similar profile. Nausea, vomiting, mild stomach discomfort, constipation, or diarrhea. This is exactly why you can't rush this process. Ozempic starts at a tiny 0.25 milligram dose and slowly climbs to a maximum of 2.0 milligrams over several months. Mounjaro starts at 2.5 milligrams and steps up to a maximum of 15 milligrams. You have to give your gut time to adapt. Rushing your dose doesn't make you lose weight faster. It just makes you miserable sooner. This brings me to the most important part. If you're in your mid-30s and beyond, navigating a demanding career and keeping your life balanced, looking good in your clothes is great, but your true currency is energy and cognitive bandwidth. Have you ever noticed how much mental energy you spend just thinking about food? That's food noise. In the first few weeks, you might feel a little tired as your body adjusts to eating less. But as that food noise quiets down, many people notice increased energy levels as they experience steadier blood sugar, better sleep, and improvements in markers of inflammation. Suddenly, that mental bandwidth you were using to fight cravings is freed up. You stay sharper during your afternoon meetings, and you actually have the stamina to engage with your family when you get home. These medications aren't just for weight loss. When used correctly, alongside adequate protein and resistance training, they are powerful tools for treating obesity and metabolic disease. So, which one is better? If your goal is maximizing weight loss and metabolic health, the data leans toward Tirzepatide Mounjaro. If you need the most established, solid cardiovascular protection alongside weight loss, it's Semaglutide, Ozempic. But let me be clear, the best medication is the one that fits your unique biology, insurance coverage, and tolerability. This is a conversation for you and your doctor to have. Navigating these choices can be overwhelming, but you don't have to do it alone. If your goal is to reclaim your energy, sharpen your focus, and build a stronger metabolic foundation without adding exhausting routines to your busy life, subscribe. This is Dr. Hanz. Always live with intention. See you in the next episode.